How's everyone doing? It's Michael, and today I'm doing a little road vlog, partly because, well, first of all, my motorcycle isn't running right because I need a new chain and some other stuff done to it, and, well, I'm not home. I'm still out on the road, but that's usually how it goes. Work for a dollar and chase the nickel. Today, I'm just going to discuss one of my favorite TV shows. And yeah, I know, I'm doing a video where you can see the road and me. I'm sitting here talking about Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. Because that was a good show. I really do wish that they could bring that back. They had a lot of strong, what's the word I'm looking for? A lot of strong information. I'm not gonna lie. Yesterday, before I went to bed, I was watching some Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood here. I'm 32 and I still watch Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood because it's a good show. I watched, where he talked about the assassination that happened to Robert Kennedy back in the 60s, 70s. I watched the Civil Rights Movement one. It's just, Mr. Rogers was a great person to teach a lot of things. And looking back, it's actually kind of nice, to see Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. A lot of people nowadays, they don't even know about Mr. Rogers because basically if you were born any time after the mid-90s, even though I know the show went off in 2001 and Mr. Rogers passed away in 2003, if you think about it, Mr. Rogers left a lot of good information, and, well, you never could go wrong with Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. You already knew it was going to be informational, and I can't believe some of the stuff he pulled off. Whenever public service TV was starting, he got it a $20 million deal from Congress, and, well, that shows one thing to me. He was very adamant about making sure people learn. I didn't know that he was an ordained minister. Hell, I kind of wish I knew that, and I kind of wish he was still alive, especially last year when I married my wife. I knew that he had a degree in child development. Mr. Rogers became a celebrity without even trying, really. All he wanted was the ability to basically teach kids how to deal with stuff. And one I remember from when I was a kid was, now mind you, I'm 32, so this may have been a rerun. I don't know, but is whenever he started, this is a little bit hard because Mr. Rogers, he's that one neighbor I always love to see. But he brought up, everyone is different, but everyone is perfect. I liked how his own scripts. I knew he did his own music, but not his own scripts. And that's pretty cool. I didn't know that he was an only child for 11 years. But I really do wish Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood was still on, because it helped me deal with a lot of stuff. And it helped me understand there's always going to be something difficult to discuss with your kids. Now, when I was younger, before my mom met my dad that passed away, she married a guy up in Rapid City, South Dakota. I'm not going to give his name, though I'm pretty sure if he watches this video, he's going to know exactly who I'm talking about. I kind of hope he does, because he was a very nice guy. He still is. Last time I talked to him, but what Mr. Roger helped me through on that was him and my mom got a divorce. And I'll be honest, I blame myself a little because I thought it was me. And I talked to Mom about it years later and found out it wasn't me. But I was young. I was, I think, 6, 7 in that ballpark area when they got a divorce. And I'll say this. I understand nowadays a lot of people, they'll stay in a marriage just for the kids. In a way that's commendable, but in a way that's shooting yourself in the foot. Because you're showing your kids, hey, even though I'm miserable, I'm staying because of you. No, what you need to do is teach your kids, hey, me and your, other parent we can't get along anymore. It's nothing to do with you. Just don't put yourself in that situation. If you're not happy, don't put your kids against each other, against each parent. Sit there and basically let your kid know what's going on. Don't talk down to him. I mean, my 2 oldest boys, Ryan and Jesse, they did something wrong. Yes, they did get disciplined, but afterwards, I sat down and I talked to them. Not down at them. I told them the truth, Never lie to your kids. Kids are smart. And what I'm trying to say is, if you need to get a divorce, if you do, not, well, this person I don't love anymore. There's got to be an underlying cause somewhere for that. Now, I understand, people cheat. I'll be honest, I've been on both sides of that fence. But what you got to understand is, when you get married, can't stop dating. You gotta look at it this way. Oh, well, this person is so much cuter, I'm gonna run to them. Well, why? Well, they'll give me what I want. Well, maybe if you talk to your spouse, you can have that. Believe it or not, my wife was not happy about me getting a motorcycle. But I decided I'm going to talk to her about it. I explained why I wanted to get it. She didn't understand it at first, but she noticed after I got the bike, I was, what's the word I'm looking for? I wasn't as depressed over my dad's death. Yes, my dad died 2 years ago. Yes, I know a lot of people say, oh, you should just get over it. Well, I'm sorry, it's a hard thing to do. You know, Rome wasn't built in a day. And I know a lot of times I talk about my dad. I know if something happens to my mom, I'm gonna be distraught. I'll probably give up on a lot of stuff. But what I'm saying is, Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, now I know, I should say, if you're, I'm going to say mid-20s because, 21, or 2001 to 2019, that's 18 years. Not a lot of kids remember whenever they're first born watching Mr. Rogers, if they did. But what I'm trying to say is, if you don't know how to approach something that is a very sensitive subject, like, death or divorce, why is this person treated different, stuff like that, Mr. Rogers made a library of stuff. It may take some digging to find. If I find it, I'll put a link up in the corner over there, because I want to basically instill, yes, subjects are hard to talk about, but I want to also instill, hey, it's okay to feel sad because such and such happened. Hey, just because we're getting divorced doesn't mean we love you any less. Now, if you are one of those parents that, I'm getting a divorce because I didn't want kids, maybe you shouldn't have played the game then. You should always treat a kid like you want to be treated. And yeah, I'm waving at some bikers because, well, I'm a rider. I'm sitting here going over because I see that cop and I'm going to block for the rigs or the bikers because, well, like I said, I'm a rider too. I'd rather block for them and make sure they don't get hit. But what I'm saying is, I'm honestly going to say, I wish Mr. Rogers would be, still alive. I'm 32. I wish I could write Mr. Rogers, tell him how much what he did in his TV career is great. And give me a second.